6 tips on how to upgrade and make your old computer or laptop faster. Firstly, look at your C drive, hard disk. If it's a hard disk, go ahead, upgrade it to an SSD, a solid state drive. They are very much faster. You can observe from these test results that the SSD drive is about 22 times faster than the hard disk. My old laptop had a C drive hard disk and I upgraded to an SSD, and the response was very much faster. But be careful, because when I bought my new laptop, I put a 2 terabyte hard disk inside and they charged me ringgit 500, which is about 116 US dollars. And then I tested it with a Western Digital Easy Store 12 terabyte hard disk, external hard drive, and the external hard drive was running faster than my internal hard disk. So it's worth considering plugging in a external hard drive, because the Western Digital 12 terabyte hard drive cost me 1,200 ringgit, which is about 280 US dollars, whereas the internal hard drive, 2 terabyte hard drive, cost me 500 ringgit, which is about 116 US dollars. The Western Digital 12 terabyte hard disk was just over twice the price of my internal hard disk, and it had 6 times more capacity. And the advantage of an external hard drive is that when you upgrade your PC or throw away this PC and buy a new one, all your files are still in the external hard drive, and you don't have to worry about moving around and transferring files and all that. So actually it is more logical and easier to use an external hard drive. The next option to look at is to upgrade your GPU, your video card. If you have a laptop, chances are you can't upgrade it. If you have an old computer, you take out the old video card and put in a new one, and the new one can sometimes be maybe 18 times faster. So it's worth considering, looking at the price of a video card, the GPU, and make sure there's plenty of RAM, at least 6 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes, and that will really help you, especially if you're doing video editing or playing games, the more advanced games. A good GPU, good graphics processor card will be very important. Okay, there's another option that you can consider, and that is to upgrade your CPU itself. My laptop, this one, had an Intel i7-2630QM CPU, and it ran at about 2.6 gigahertz the most. But what I found out later was that if I had changed it for a i7-2670 CPU, that CPU is 30% faster. So, but I didn't do that because it was about 800 ringgit, which is about almost about 180 US dollars, and that is why I didn't upgrade the CPU. I decided to buy a new computer, a new laptop. If you want to upgrade your old laptop or computer, one thing you must consider is upgrading all the drivers on your computer, because the old drivers, out-of-date drivers, can give you conflicts and problems and slow down your computer as different parts of your software gets upgraded, because Windows keeps upgrading your system, it's Windows itself, and so the drivers must also be upgraded or updated together. There are a lot of software on the market that will automatically check for upgrades, and I would suggest that some of them are just too expensive and not worth it. There's one brand that's charging $9 US per month, almost 40 ringgit a month, which is waste of money, waste of time, and they don't do as good a job as AVG. AVG driver upgrade program is only 3 ringgit 40 cents a month, which is about 80 US cents, and it does a wonderful job. So go and check for the products like AVG that have driver update programs. Those are worth it, and you pay for 2 years, and after 2 years you want to throw away your laptop, throw it away, right, and buy a new one, or give it to somebody else and buy a new one, right? Now the most important and most effective thing you can do to your laptop or computer, old laptop or computer, is to get it refurbished or serviced or repaired. Okay, you take it into the shop, because most of us are not technical enough to do or experienced enough to do the cleaning and refurbishing and all that. I went and sent my laptop, the old one, for refurbishment, and they opened up the whole thing, cleaned up all the dust in the cooling fans and the copper tracks and all that. And then I realized, when I saw them do it, they opened up the cooling section, the cooling copper tubes, and they opened up the CPU and the GPU video processor chips, ICs, and I could see that the heatsink paste, the thermal paste, was very dried up. That means it wasn't being effective. So when they cleaned it and put fresh thermal paste, I could see a 25% improvement in the speed of my laptop. That is the most important thing you have to do. If your computer is maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years old, go ahead, do it. You will see immediate performance improvement. How to make the CPU run cooler. To get better overclocking, the motherboard has to be refurbished or repaired. Can you see the dried up heatsink thermal paste that is no more effective? Cleaning up the CPU and GPU until there's a mirror-like finish. After applying fresh new thermal paste to the GPU and the CPU, the copper cooling tubes are assembled to give improved cooling. I use Cinebench R20 to measure the speed of the laptop before and after servicing at the shop itself, and found it was 50% faster after servicing. That is a huge improvement, and it shows that servicing, replacing the old heatsink thermal paste is very important. Okay, the thing I would suggest is you go shop around and check the prices. Check the price of the SSD, the hard disk drive, the external drive, like the 12 terabyte one I'm using. Okay, if you're using a computer, what's the price of a new GPU? And do the servicing. Change the thermal paste. If you want, change the CPU, and compare it with a brand new laptop or computer. Compare the price. Is it a big substantial difference or it's not? And make a decision based on that. The other thing I must tell you is that from the experiments I've run is that if you are testing the speed of the computer at the shop, air-conditioned shop, it can be as high as 25% faster than when it is in your house, where there's no air conditioning. If your house has got air conditioning, it doesn't make a difference. But if your house is not air conditioned, then it may be better for you to check, look for a computer that's 25% faster than your computer, your old computer or old laptop in an aircon environment, right? So when you take the new computer back home, it will be running much faster. So that's the best advice I can give you.